A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities.
I mean, just look at these motherfuckers. I'm sorry, but look at Pete Hegseth's back there. How am I supposed to take these people seriously? How is anybody on planet Earth supposed to take these 4 guys? These are 4 of the most powerful men on Earth. It's crazy. Where's Dan Bongino? That's all that's missing from this lineup.
In the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise.
Everyone's terrified of these words I just heard and learned to pronounce 3 minutes ago. Escobar, like no one's scared of that, bro.
Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make...
It's crazy, too, because Iran wasn't denying that they were enriching uranium, right? We all knew they were enriching uranium. They were not making nuclear bombs, though. It's crazy, too. This is eerily similar to the plot of Top Gun Maverick. I'm not going to lie, dude. It's eerily similar to the plot of Top Gun Maverick. A lot of people say that was a propaganda film, so.
Make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani.
J.D. Vance in the back, like that one cousin you have that's really going through their scene phase. They don't want to be seen in the family photo. They've got their eye makeup on real thick. They're not talking to anybody. They're just, waiting to collect their gift card to Hot Topic from their stocking or whatever. And apparently he was privately, speaking out against this decision, Zach. So, I mean, assuming that report is true, it might be bullshit, but assuming it's true, this is definitely a bit of an awkward position because he clearly lost that, inner battle, and here he is having to stand there anyway after months after pretending to be this anti-war guy. So yeah, it is pretty interesting. Also, I just feel like this is a badly written speech. Like, they're attacking the nuclear facilities, but now he's just kind of talking about like he's not properly convincing people that the nuclear thing is actually a threat. He's kind of just like defaulting to all these talking points. Like, he just asked ChatGPT, like, what are some bad things Iran has done to America? Some car bombs or something from 25 years ago. Remember that? Like, what? You want us to get on board with this war based on this crap? Like, you're going to have to do a little bit better. I just feel like this speech was not really well written. Not that anything could convince me that this was a good idea, obviously, but I don't know. Again, the lead up to the Iraq war, so much more intense, so much more well coordinated. The propaganda was so much better. This is just crazy. Again, I can't even believe anyone supports this for any reason. Yeah, I think it goes back to what Mike was saying when he was on the other day, and that's that they don't give a fuck if this war is popular or not. They're just going to go for it anyway because it's going to be a good way for Donald Trump to enrich himself and play LARP, commander-in-chief or whatever. Yeah.
I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel.
More like,
I want to thank...
They didn't work as a team. Trump worked as Netanyahu's bitch. That's what fucking happened. He did exactly what Netanyahu told him to. And Miriam Adelson and all these other people that fucking control him. But this was not a team effort. Trump didn't call him up and was like, hey, you know what we should do? We should take care of the Iranian nuclear facilities here, and here. That didn't fucking happen.
Thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight.
Also, Gavin, do you know those were from Missouri? And when you hear the fighter planes at night going over Kansas City and it's really loud, those are the same bombers that did the bombing in Iran.
I mean, it makes sense because we were talking to someone who told us that like the Boeing military stuff is manufactured in St. Louis, so that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a military base nearby, and regularly they're flown out of Missouri, and we can hear them over our head right here in the Casa del Minute.
And all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raising Cane, spectacular general.
Raising Cane sponsored this attack on Iran? Oh my God, oh my God. Another chicken shack down.
And all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There's never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody. And
Secretary of State, Mr. Shake Shack over here, and General Popeyes. Yeah, like what the fuck is going on?
in particular, God, I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel. And God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
He said that like he was expecting applause, like he knows there's no audience there. Why is he pausing for an applause? Right?
We're going to make America great again, folks. Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. And again, I feel like even from the propaganda perspective, like why are you having to bring up Israel so much? Like if you want to properly propagandize Americans into thinking this is necessary, like they don't care that much about Israel. Like I'm sorry, but most Americans have never been to Israel, have no connection to Israel. They don't give a fuck about October 7th or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not scared. Obviously the people of Israel are thoroughly fucking propagandized, but you know, as far as Americans, like I don't think your average American is scared of Iran. It's crazy.
No, and that's borne out by the fact that something like 16% of American electorate wants to escalate with Iran, and only 26% of the Republican Party wants to escalate with Iran. But I think they have gotten in Donald Trump's head that they, meaning the neocons, the Israeli government, the people who want us to be engaged in an active hot war with Iran, they've gotten in Donald Trump's head. One, he's hearing all of that Mike Huckabee shit about how this is God's path for him. He's getting gassed up. He's getting brainwashed. But he's also going to personally enrich himself over and over and over and over again. And they know that's how you get your way with Donald Trump. That's why Witkoff and his two sons are running an entire cryptocurrency scheme that's designed to funnel money to the United States of America's president, okay? It is absolutely absurd to think about, but that's what's happening. That's why he released his own meme coin. And I think that at the end of the day, he doesn't give a fuck about anything but who's going to pay him the most money. Israel's going to pay him the most money.
And what's going to